The elusive mountain lion is also known as a puma, panther, or catamount. It's a large cat native to the Americas. The big cat is a tawny beige color and has a whitish or gray belly and chest. It has black markings on the tip of its tail, ears, and around the snout. Mountain lions vary in size depending on how close they are in proximity to the equator. Males can weigh anywhere from 115 to 220 pounds. The female can weigh anywhere from 64 to 141 pounds. The range of the mountain lion is primarily in the Americas, but they do span across the Canadian Yukon to the Strait of Magellan. With a wide range of ecosystems, the mountain lion can be found nearly anywhere they can find prey and shelter. The predator can be found in forests, deserts, mountains, and even wetlands. The cats are territorial, therefore each cat requires a large area of wilderness to thrive. These big cats are stealthy and hunt at night and usually stalk their prey or silently wait before pouncing from behind. Mountain lions typically go for the neck or head and snap their prey's spinal cord. Their typical prey consists of smaller animals such as rabbits, but they will prey on larger animals such as deer. These predators breed year-round and typically give birth about once every 2 years. The size of their litters can range from 1 to 6 cubs. The cubs stay with their mother for as long as 2 years or more, but many times will find their own territory well before then. The lifespan of these big cats is usually around 10 years in the wild. In captivity, they can live as long as 20 years or more. Mountain lions were nearly hunted to extinction in the late 1800s and early 1900s due to the cats taking livestock. The big cat is fairly stable in the western United States, but they were eradicated in the eastern United States and declared officially extinct by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in 2011. Another subspecies of the mountain lion, the Florida panther, is listed as critically endangered. There's less than 160 in the wild. The mountain lion cannot roar, they can only hiss, growl, shriek, and purr. This cat is solitary unless it's a mother with cubs. The mountain lion is the 4th largest cat in the world. A cougar's claws are 4 to 6 inches long, and its teeth are approximately 2 inches long. It has a very powerful bite force, averaging about 380 to 700 pounds per square inch. Some dogs have a comparable bite force, such as the Kangal. However, a strong bite force paired with claws that can disembowel makes them a fierce and deadly predator. It is rare that mountain lions attack humans. However, incidents do occur. Mountain lions are ultimate predators, built to kill. When this happens, it can do serious damage to the human body. Taylen and Wyatt Brooks grew up in southern El Dorado County in California. The brothers enjoyed the outdoors. They always went hunting and fishing together. Taylen, aged 21, was a talented guitar player. He worked with his father cutting firewood and painting houses. Wyatt, age 18, is in the Mount Adams Fire Academy. He had hopes of joining the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection after he graduates. He loves to play baseball and is an avid bow hunter. On Saturday, March 23rd in 2024, the two brothers were shed antler hunting on Skid Road in Kelsey, California, near the town of Georgetown. Shed antler hunting is an outdoor activity where someone searches for naturally shed deer antlers in the wild. Antler hunting is typically done in the late winter or early spring when deer shed their antlers for mating season. This was a frequent pastime for the brothers at this particular time of the year before the grass grew too tall for the antlers to be seen. This was also the first day of junior turkey hunting season, so they did not take their rifles with them so they wouldn't draw the attention of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. The only thing the two brought with them was a small backpack to carry antlers in. While the two walked along the dirt road, they scanned the edges and woodlands for shed antlers. However, As they walked, they noticed a mountain lion come up from a lower area onto the dirt road. The lion noticed the brothers and approached. Both Taylen and Wyatt raised their hands in the air to look bigger and yelled. This did not deter the lion, so Wyatt threw his backpack at the lion in hopes of scaring it away. But this had an opposite effect. The lion immediately charged Wyatt, bit down on his face, and forced him to the ground. Taylen began punching the lion and yelling, giving Wyatt the opportunity to wrestle the lion to the ground with him on top of the lion. The lion began clawing at Wyatt's stomach, forcing him to let go. At some point, the lion released its grip on Wyatt's face and immediately lunged at Taylen, grabbing him by the throat and bringing him to the ground. Wyatt, with devastating injuries to his face, attempted to beat the lion and grabbed the lion in an attempt to force it to let go of his brother's neck. But the lion was relentless. When he realized he could not get the lion to let go, he tried to call 911 for help, but he had no service. He ran back to where they had parked their vehicle and eventually was able to get through. After calling 911, Wyatt quickly got into his vehicle and drove back to the area where he had left his brother and the lion in hopes of scaring the lion off with the vehicle, but they were nowhere to be found. Wyatt quickly drove back to the intersection of Darling Ridge and Skid Road to meet with the El Dorado County deputies, who tended to his injuries until the ambulance arrived. He was transported to Marshall Medical Hospital in Placerville. He was evaluated, then taken to UC Davis Health in Sacramento for reconstructive surgery due to the injuries to his neck and face. Deputies responded to the area by Wyatt's description of where the attack had occurred and began searching. Away from the roadway, they located a mountain lion crouched near a body. The deputies were unsure if the body was still alive, so they didn't fire in that direction, but instead fired in the air, which scared the lion away. After reaching the young man's body, they realized he was already deceased. The deputies did not attempt to chase the lion. Instead, they stayed with Taylen's body until it could be retrieved while the investigation continued. The brothers did exactly what was recommended. They stood tall, they shouted aggressively, they threw something at the attacking animal, and as always advised, if attacked, fight back. Unfortunately, in this case, that was not enough, said Captain Patrick Foy of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife and an El Dorado County trapper tracked the mountain lion and found it in a tree about 100 yards from the scene of the attack. The animal was humanely euthanized. Elise Granados, a wildlife ecologist with the Bay Area Puma Project, said, quote, "It has been brought to our attention from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife that this was a young male lion weighing about 80 to 90 pounds. So knowing that helps us better understand the context." She went on to say that mountain lions typically stay with their mother under around 2 years of age. She said that this animal involved in this attack more than likely had not been away from its mother for too long. So at that age, it was still learning how to hunt and be a puma. A spokeswoman for the family released a public statement saying, "We would like to express our sincere thanks for the outpouring of support and prayers from family, friends, and the community. We are all devastated by the tragic loss of Taylen, yet thankful Wyatt is still with us, and we are well aware that the outcome could have been much worse." It's been over 20 years since the last fatal mountain lion attack happened in the state of California. Experts stress that these attacks are extremely rare, but reminds everyone to be aware of their surroundings. Do not hike with earbuds or headphones, and if you have pets, make sure they are leashed, because they can look like prey to a mountain lion if off of a leash. The California Wildlife Protection Act of 1971 was critical for the conservation of mountain lions. It protected mountain lions from trophy hunting. While this is a step in the right direction in the protection of wildlife, it does very little to address the destruction of their natural habitat and urbanization. When humans destroy their natural hunting area, They have no choice but to interact with humans, and sometimes even see humans, their pets, and livestock as prey. Malcolm Brooks, uncle to the Brooks brothers, is trying to change how lions are handled in California. He believes that the policies needed to be changed so that we could allow for using hound dogs to tree the lions and catch and release away from human populations. He says this would put a healthy fear back into the animals and teach them to stay away from the human population. He states that there's actually around 4,500 healthy lions in the state, and this is a very healthy population. The policy requires landowners that have had pets or livestock attacked to first try a non-lethal way to deter the animal from attacking again. This was originally adopted in 2017. After a third strike, the landowner must obtain a permit for the lethal kill. The permit must be obtained from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. He believes this is devastating to those who live in the close proximity to a heavy population of mountain lions. Historically, states that allow the actual hunting of mountain lions by hounds have a much lower problem with the animal. States that outlawed this, such as California, Oregon, and Washington, have a much higher problem with the mountain lions. He believes the three-strike rule needs to be abolished. He feels this needs to be a ballot measure to amend the statute.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more from Wild Animal Network.